Hello and welcome back, Excalibur, or Excalibro as people call him. Personally, if you ask me, I'm going to say he's a bit of a sissy. Never really liked this frame, probably because he's like the poster boy, he's sort of like the one everyone picks. He's too mainstream for me, as it were, more of a hood rat kind of guy, whatever you want to friggin' call it, the underdog. But there are some pretty overpowered builds with him. Especially Exalted Blade, as you can see here. I fucking hate this. This is all you get from people. Look at me, look what I can do. Congrats, you're going to get arthritis in your fingers. Piss off. I've gone with a more all-rounder build. It gives me the opportunity to use a more tactical-based playstyle with him. I love his radial blind. I use that the most. Then getting headshots with the old dread. There is an augment for his one ability, Surging Dash, which I would be very interested in getting. However, I just can't find some way to put in his build that doesn't compromise the setup I've already got. So I'll get it if DE ever decide to put in the infamous augment slot like we have been promised, or been promised they'd look into. Other than that, I tend to just run around doing radial blind, like I said, occasionally doing radial javelin, or just slash dashing between targets, or to just trying to get out of harm's way. I wouldn't say he's the tankiest frame, certainly got a bit of armor and a bit of health, but to me, he's just, like I said, he's the poster boy. He's not, the poster boy is never anything special, if you ask me, but hey, that's just me. He is classed as one of the better DPS frames in the game, but to be honest, I wouldn't really take him into the higher levels. I'd say Sortie is the furthest I would take him. I have taken him into Sortie a few times, mainly those exterminates with melee only. He does tend to excel at those. I would like to see him with a bit of a larger energy pool, but I suppose that's what the Excal Prime is for. But again, I will find it difficult to praise this frame purely because I don't like it. He does have some great setups, like I have said, particularly around Exalted Blade. You can do some serious damage with that. I just find it incredibly obnoxious because there's just these vibrant colours arcing everywhere. It's like I'm colourblind personally, and having those bizarre colours fly about the place doesn't exactly help my situation. But like I said, this is all just circled around me. He is possibly the best pick for the starter frame you could get. Volt, I'd say, comes a bit later game, particularly some of the setups you could get, as well as Mag. She's also quite niche, in my opinion again. Excalibur is just a pretty darn good all-rounder, bit of crowd control, bit of damage, and he can work quite well at high levels. This is a level 145 gunner, and I'm just showing off his slash dash here. Mix it up with a few melee moves. As soon as he stands up, you slash dash to knock him down. You can do some ground finishers as well as get some decent attacks in there, which is pretty handy. Radial blind. I don't have the best dread build. It's not one of my favourite weapons. I prefer Ratkacernos. Boo! I know, but he's just stood there taking arrows to the face. He has no choice. And the next ability, his third ability, is Radial Javelin. It does have a bit of a stun, as well as does a fair to moderate amount of damage. If you played back in the day, you might remember on Draco, a lot of people would ask for a Radial Javelin Excalibur. And then of course there's the beast itself, Exalted Blade. Now I am using a speed crit build on my war, which is how I've got that stupid attack speed, as well as using Arcane Fury on the helmet. It does mean I do some pretty darn nasty damage with this thing, despite the fact that it is impact based, because I'm using war. Why not? It does scale off your melee mods, not the melee weapon, so you might need to look into that. Now, as a little bit of a laugh, I've actually gone with a little bit of a Stalker setup with Dread, Despair and War, as you can see. As for the build, Crazy Projection, Power Drift, Redirection, Vitality, Armored Agility, Streamline, Stretch, Intensify, Prime Flow and Prime Continuity. And like I said, gone with a little bit of a Stalker setup, so Let's see Stalker versus Stalker. I'll leave you with this. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!